Hi, and welcome to episode 15, where we talk about when your muse goes on vacation.
Creative block happens to all of us, and it's usually brought by stress, disappointment, or just being overworked. My grandmother used to, when I make mistakes, we use MUSE often in our daily talk. When I say we, it's like, I don't know if it's for everybody, but in my family, we often say "se te fue la musa," which means your muse left. Every time you drop something, or you forgot what you were saying, or you messed up in something. My grandma would always say "se te fue la musa." So that's why I was like, okay, when your muse goes on vacation, which happens all the time to everybody. But I think it's more commonly known as creative block.
Yeah. For artists, yeah.
I'm going to be working again, so I'm going to be looking down, but I'm here.
Yeah. Oh, and then for those that are watching this, we're pre-recording. So Olga hasn't been working on the same thing for the last 2 months. This actually was like in the same day. So
yeah. So if
so
we're
she's
going to
just busy today.
We're going to be saying, okay, this drops maybe, what would they say, April?
This one will be in April. Yeah.
So, and we had to do them a little bit ahead of time to be able to stay on task.
Yeah. And we haven't. Yeah. Our creative podcast bank has been empty for a while. So we're trying to get it filled back up.
Yeah, we wanted to have a few episodes recorded for, when life gets hectic, because we're moms. What are we gonna do? We're moms, or we're working, and it's a lot. So
I think most people do this. I think most podcasters do that.
And we didn't. We used them all up, and now we don't have anything. So kind of like, so this one is our first one that's going to be recorded ahead of time. And so I'm trying to think, in April, I should be teaching the classes for Nanjamoy, which is kind of like what is it? I said a conservation center here where we live.
Is it a community center?
It is
with a nature center. That's what it sounds like to me.
So yes, they do. Like here, they take care of like everything that is nature. That remember I told you that I live in a rural area. So like they have eagles, they have owls, they do rescue animals. They even at the schools they have kind of like a field trip that goes there. They have cabins. It's really cool.
We have something like that too, but it's not it's a nature center only. And then for class, like I don't know, they may offer classes there, but we have a recreational center or community center that does like classes, so they're like separate. But to me, when you're describing it, it sounds like they do both things.
Yeah, they have and they hire local artists because they get grants from the county. So they have to, use it with local artists, and that's really cool. That opens an opportunity. So yeah, I got contacted, cool. And yeah, that was very nice. So we're definitely doing that, and I'm looking forward to it. I haven't gotten to prepare those classes yet. I mean, I know what I'm teaching, but I haven't done my slideshow or anything like that yet. But I'll get to it. So in April, oh boy. I think I took on a little too much this year. I got a little excited.
You did well, like we just said, things happen. You didn't know, but I think that's our lives. We're always that way, both of us.
Opportunities come up, and you don't want to turn them down, and but that's okay. It's all right. I got it. I got this.
So you just have to try not to get art block.
Yeah. Let's go back to what this episode is about. So that's what I will be doing then. And what do you think you're going to be doing?
I can honestly, I do know. I'll probably be finishing up. Hopefully my picture book dummy will be finished by then, and hopefully on submission. Although I don't know, because right now I'm having it critiqued, and maybe everything will change again, and I have no idea. We'll see. But
Yeah.
as is, my plans are that. And but beyond that, yeah, I don't, this is kind of weird, but I haven't opened. I'm just gonna keep working on my
You
own
hear
stuff.
that? She is open in April. So if
Oh,
you're in
no.
April and you need
No,
a book
no, I'm not open. I
and you
need
have
to,
a good budget, go.
I need to work on, no, well, no, I mean, I'm working on for formatting with other people. So I've tried to focus more on that also, so I can work, do my own illustrations and illustrate my own books more. Because when I do it for other authors, it's really time consuming. I just can't focus on, and that's kind of, this kind of does fall into a creative block, because
Oh yes, for
when
sure.
you use up, and so when you are creative for other people, that uses, like, if your job is a creative job, then you use up all of your creativity with those projects, and then it's really hard to do the things that you want to do for yourself. So when I'm illustrating a book for someone else, it's very difficult for me to refocus and illustrate my own books, which is what I want to do. But if
That's
I keep
true.
taking
Yeah.
jobs illustrating, then I'm out. I know I'm out for like 4 to 5 months, and I can't focus on my own thing.
Yeah, and some books that you might have to take on, they're not the ones that you're in love with, and it's
May
kind of
not
like
inspire me. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, so it takes a lot of creative energy. It's draining. It's draining.
Yeah.
My tank is empty.
So okay, so this describe, in order to understand when an art block comes in, you have to know when you're not in one. So you know when you're in the zone and you're productive and you're creative and you are able to juggle different projects, multiple projects, and you're like just kicking butt. You're like, life is going well, everything is happening. Your oatmeal is not overflowing from your microwave like it happened yesterday. that I told you I'm not gonna let this be the start of my day. I cleaned it up and did it again. Oh my. So we have all those days and weeks where everything just seems to be going right. And then sometimes you hit that where it's like, this is not working anymore. Something is off. That's when you know your muse packed up her stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm on vacation, you're on your own, buddy. And then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Things are going to start moving, like if you're moving through molasses a little bit.
And that does happen to me at the end of a book, when I feel that. I really feel it. And I have to work hard to get out of it. Because I was in the zone, and I had goals, and I was finishing them. And then once those goals are complete, I'm just kind of like, where do I go now? What do I do? I don't have any inspiration, and it's hard to refocus and find it again. It happens every time to me. So
yeah, maybe next time you plan for it ahead so you can.
Yeah, I think
downtime.
I think at the end I need to, and what's happened to me, I noticed too, is over the last few years, every time I finish one project, I jump right into a new one. I don't give myself any breathing space to just relax and repurpose and refocus. And so I never really refill my so I guess I'm running on empty all the time. So it feels like. So what brings on creative block or art block? Or
all right, so go ahead.
Stress is a big one. It can be good and help drive you forward, but too much is overwhelming and will stop you.
Stress is part of life, and then that's, if you didn't have some sort of stress, you wouldn't have that go. You would have nothing in there. So stress is good. Too much stress is not good. There is a difference.
It's hard keeping a balance.
Yeah.
When you
disappointments in life or in the career, stuff that you were expecting to happen and didn't happen, that throws you for a loop. That will kick your muse out the door quickly. So if a book didn't get picked up and you were like so sure that they were going to like the book and it didn't sell, or you lost a project, or
if your files get
files.
deleted. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my
I think I told you about the time where I used to keep all my files on a hard drive and it got bumped and fell off my desk, and
Oh my god.
they were gone. And we sent it off to, we had to send it off to get retrieved, and only I got half of them back. But at that time though, looking back, at that time I was devastated.
Yeah.
I think I had only done like, I had only done like 1 or 2 books at that time. But now looking back, I'm like, why was I don't even need those files now. I don't need any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it cost us more than a new computer to get.
Oh my. Oh no,
Ridiculous.
gosh. I last night, well, you know what I'm working on, so I cannot lose these files, and I don't have the time to lose anything right now. So I every time I'm finishing one, I am go ahead and I'm sending it to the Google Drive, and then I'm sending one to my computer. Like,
Smart.
all right, we're
Back
not
up your
doing,
work.
yeah, I'm backing up everything, even if it's just a JPEG, because I can go ahead and redo it again. But even if it's just a JPEG, it's okay if I don't have all the divided files. I just do not want to have to start all over from scratch. And last night I worked until I think it was 11 when my husband worked the night shift. So when he came home, he went to watch some TV. And so I was like, oh, I can stay up a little bit later. Let's just get this one done. And he sneaks by my office and tries to see if I'm still, and before he goes upstairs. And I didn't notice that he went upstairs because he did it quietly. I'm like, would you? Sometimes he flashes a flashlight, like, he's weird. I love him. To let me know he's leaving. Because I am super engrossed in what I'm doing. So I'm not looking around, and I'm, drawing. Well, he went last night quietly upstairs. So I'm like, when I noticed, I'm like, oh, I stopped. I put everything away and I head upstairs. I get in bed. I'm ready for the night, setting up my alarm for the next day. And then I thought, I didn't back up. I didn't. And I couldn't. I was like, I have to get up, go back downstairs. Not cold shoes, turn it back on, send the file at least to the Google Drive so that I have something, because I have that thing. I am this close to the deadline. It makes me very nervous to lose something now. So no,
that's a good
work, please.
That is a good practice.
Even if you have to get up in the middle of the night and just go do it, just do it. You'll sleep better. Just not have that nightmare that you lost everything. So when you're overworked, you kind of lose the joy of the projects. You don't even enjoy the process of it. And then when you finish working on it, you kind of like you say, you just jump onto the next one. So you didn't get that yay happy party. I finished.
You didn't get to enjoy it, or
give yourself
celebrate.
Go to a restaurant, get yourself a quick burger or something, whatever. Just take a moment to say, I finished this, and then I'm going to start a new one.
You know what I do when I finish a book? I buy a picture book.
You do? Yeah.
I do. No, I don't know why, but that's become my habit. So when I finish a project or a book that I worked on, I usually I order a picture book. Or buy it at the store. Because I like library books, but there's some books that I really want to own. And so I try to keep up with artists I really like and buy their books and support them. I like supporting fellow authors.
So which one are you going to buy now that you finished this last one?
I bought Anusha's book.
Did you? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that one already.
Pre-order.
In the mail.
Yeah. So sorry, I got off track.
No, that I think.
But that's a good way to celebrate.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, you got another book, and then now you can look at your shelf and go, okay, I've done these many books.
Well, I also get my own book too, but anyway. But I like to support other authors.
This is another thing that kind of brings on the creative block when you start comparing your work to others. And we do have an episode later on for imposter syndrome, but that's something that you start feeling, and you go, I'm not good enough like this person is. And
It,
And yeah, go ahead.
no, that's a buzzkill, right?
It is. Oh, that's a great way of putting
It
it. It
can
is.
really bring you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can always find someone that's going to do the work better than you, and that's going to be ahead of you in practice and in skill and years of experience, and you're always going to find that. But if that's what you're looking at all the time and that's what you're concentrating all the time, for sure your muse
Yeah.
is going to leave. Yeah, that's.
And for us, for artists especially, well, I think for writers too, this is challenging, but we need references. I mean, we look for references, especially if it's a project we haven't, or a subject we haven't done a lot, so you don't have a good memory to use for references. But so I'm constantly looking at, well, of course, real life references, but I do look at the way other artists handle drawing, different scenes, different environments, different lighting. But in the process of that, it also exposes me to all these incredible, amazing illustrators that give me imposter syndrome while I'm trying to research how to do my art. So it's like a weird, vicious cycle of
No, I got you.
You can't get out of it. It's gonna, I mean, you just have to, I mean, you're always gonna be exposed to other artists.
Yeah, I do that. I when I like something, I put it in my, like in a file that I'm like, okay, this is a style I like, or this is the color scheme I like, or this is something. But I have to remember that it's not going to be like that. It's not going to look like that because I'm not that artist. It's not, that's not even the style that I work with. So sometimes you look at something and it's just like, oh my goodness, the lighting in this, it's amazing. Or, you know, the gesture of this character or whatever it is, but that's not how you draw originally. You can copy it, but it can inspire you. Totally. So that's something to do to get out of it as well, which is funny. It could be what gets you in the problem, but it's also what could get you out. So how do you know when you're having a creative block? Because sometimes you're just tired. Sometimes you just have too many projects. What does a creative block actually feel like? Or, you know, so you can spot it. So, and we made a list that we're just going to run through. So you can pick the first one, I guess.
You start projects and you don't finish them. So I also think that sometimes these things happen occasionally, and that doesn't mean you have creative block. Like you might, you know, you might do them occasionally, but when these happen consistently, and then you realize, okay, I need to readjust. You start projects and you don't finish them, or you're postponing starting a project. So you may start and you just don't finish it and leave it unfinished, or you just keep putting it off and putting it off. I don't have any experience with postponing projects.
Really, Sunny? Let's talk about this. Let's make this therapy talk. I am the same way. I'm like, I got it. I have enough time.
I'm gonna get that book dummy done. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna submit that manuscript. I'm really bad.
This is a reason to have someone like someone to have on your corner that you can talk to and vent on, and someone that can be like, hey, why are you doing this? I think I'm calling you out on it sometimes, or like you remind me going like, hey, did you do this? And I'm like, I got it. Or maybe you tell me, hey, I think you took on too much. Like,
it's someone
whatever it may be.
Someone to hold you accountable. Because it's really easy for you to explain away these things like, oh, I'm just too busy. Oh, I have to do this client work, or oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to rearrange my kitchen. It's so easy to come up with excuses. But if you have reality, you have someone else who can remind you, hey, I'll call you back.
When in reality, what is happening is you are feeling overwhelmed, or you have lost kind of that drive, or that you are on a creative block. Here's another one that you don't seem to be able to come up with a solution to the edits that you're getting, like and it could be in writing, it could be in illustrating, You just don't know how to fix it. You just don't know how
Yeah.
to change it, how to make it better, and it is, it, I mean, not one of these things alone will tell you that you are in a creative block, but when you're finding that all of this keeps happening and you might be, you're just
Hmm.
stuck.
Yeah. Although this one, when you can't come up with solutions to edits, I know that what happens to me is if I keep trying, eventually I find it. But when I'm in a creative block, I try, and then I stop.
And then you
Because
you abandon the project.
yeah,
You're
because
like, "Oh,
you like you know, if you work through it in the back of your mind, you know, okay, if I keep trying, I'll make it. But then if you're just not motivated enough, you'll give up before you find the solutions.
yeah." And at times putting it away helps. I mean, that, and then you work on something else. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you're in a crunch and you're in a time constraint, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have the time to do that sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Fresh
Um,
eyes help. Yeah.
oh, so much. Um,
Then you draw the same thing over and over, and you feel stuck in a rut.
yeah, yeah. When all you draw are
Cats.
cats.
Not picking on myself. No, but I
No,
did
but
draw cats a lot for a while.
uh,
Even my personal work. Um,
or you're just not branching out from
yeah.
your safe zone, and
Oh,
that,
that could also be avoiding things that you're not comfortable drawing,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
staying unsafe.
And self-sabotage. um
Mm-hmm.
and this is a whole episode on self-sabotage that we are going to cover that as well. We think we have it planned. But self-sabotaging your own work, just making sure that you're not succeeding,
Mm,
by not doing things or doing things that will make sure that you're not succeeding at what you do.
mm-hmm.
And that comes with, like, yeah, I'm going to take care of this other project while before I take care of this project. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just that fear of failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't fail if you don't try. So you can't fail if you keep distracting yourself with other projects.
And what's frustrating, and the reason why we started this list with you, is because creator blocks happen to everybody, but not at the same time. So you feel very detached and very alone and very separated from your group, that you see them all, you know I put here picking up daisies and making crowns with them. They just walking around and they're like, amazing,
I
here's my
didn't see you
work,
wrote
here's
that.
this. Everything seems to be happening for that other person, but not for
Mm-hmm.
you. And it's just that you're going through this. It's fine. You will be doing amazing things
Mm-hmm.
when you come out of it. And there's times where that person that is doing a lot of great things has also a creative block and then is stuck. I remember having one a couple of years ago. I don't know if you remember, when I was like, I am in the middle of that transition period between changing your style and not sure. I was trying to get away from more realistic looking things that I was doing and
Yeah.
more into the picture book, but I wanted to be even more expressive. And I might
Mm-hmm.
still not get there, but it was more like simplifying the figure more.
Mm-hmm.
And that ugly little section where everything you try is not satisfying you. It's not good. And I
Yeah.
couldn't, like, I would start illustration. I started the illustration with a museum. I didn't finish it. I started the
Oh
illustration with a
yeah.
bus. I didn't finish it. I started with, I
I
knew it was
remember
there.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like, I even told you I was very frustrated. I said in the illustrative meeting, I'm frustrated. Everything that I'm doing is
Mm-hmm.
not coming out satisfactory. And I just, I knew it. I was like, okay, I know that I'm in that growth period, and I know I am blocked. I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to writing, and I did something else, something to try to
Something
get
else
out of it.
creative.
And yeah, and then went back in. And a few pieces are not finished. I have not
Mm-hmm.
gone back to finish them. And someday I might not. But yeah,
Yeah.
it happens all the time to everyone at different times. It's just that
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it happens at different times, because seeing the group of illustrators that we're going with, that are in our critique group, you see someone else coming up with projects and continuing their thing, and that is it makes you feel kind of weird and bad at sometimes, but it also keeps the momentum going, so
I
that
think it's
when you're back,
I think it's also
inspiring.
inspiring too. Yeah. I think, yeah, it also keeps us accountable. And it's not
Yeah,
just us, the two of us accountable, but we're accountable to other people, more than one person. But it also, I think we also have different strengths and weaknesses. And so I think it's inspiring to see, how different people approach problems in different ways and how they
yeah,
draw in different ways. And yeah, no, our critique group, I think, has definitely played a huge part in also venting. We can we
yeah,
can vent to each other in a way that no one else would understand except another illustrator
exactly.
working in this field. Like our regular friends would have no idea what we're talking about. Um, yeah, having a critique group to be accountable for is so helpful because it inspires you, it keeps you on track.
Yeah,
And what
it's
we
important to just keep showing up. That's one
Yeah,
thing that we have kept showing up
yeah,
now, going on years, 2 years
two
now, I think.
years. Yeah,
And
2 years.
even though sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, if it's every week, maybe we don't need to. I'm glad that we have kept going, because it does. It has helped to
Mhm.
keep going.
Yeah.
Um, even if even through creative blocks.
Yeah, it keeps you motivated because even if you are not feeling very creative, just being around other people who are in the process of creating,
Yes.
it is motivational in itself. So yeah,
Yeah.
a critique group is really, I think, changed our whole lives basically.
Yeah. It and um I think we have gotten to the point, hopefully, that we're not, there's no jealousy there. There's no like, oh, she's doing this or she's doing that. It's more like, wow, that's amazing, you're doing this. And we are pushing each other. And so
Mm,
finding people that you can do that with, it's very
yeah,
helpful.
I do think it takes time to
Yeah.
get to know each other and know how to interact best with each other, especially when you're in a group setting like that.
Yes.
So in the beginning, it can be a little, you don't know, can I say this much? Should I, should I hold back, or
Right.
do I need to say more? I know one problem I have a lot is I tend to not present my I tend to not speak about my projects or what I'm working on until everyone else has spoken. And then sometimes I get forgotten.
Well, that happened one time last time.
It almost happened last week.
Last week,
Anyway,
but that was
no, but
because of, yeah.
that's a problem with me because I often I don't want to interrupt everyone. I want everyone else to be able to go, or
Well,
I think in the beginning actually I was not confident in my own work, and so it was hard for me to present in a group like that.
oh, you're talking about the beginning. Yeah, at
Like
the
2 years
beginning,
ago,
2 years
yeah.
ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. You,
especially, but it's hard especially when you don't know people that well. It's
yeah.
very difficult to present your work in front of not strangers, but people who you're not comfortable with.
But that makes sense.
Once we got have spent more time together and we know each other better, I feel a lot more comfortable presenting, and I mean
Right.
showing people my work and getting feedback.
And not only are you more comfortable, your skills keep changing.
Yeah,
It's amazing to see the growth in everybody. Well, I don't know why we
yeah.
got into the group, but that's
This is about
okay.
creative.
Back to the subject.
Sorry,
Sorry.
we're not talking about critique groups here.
Yes, I know. It's just we benefit from it.
Yes.
So
How you
how
can
do you
break it.
break it? That's what that would be the next thing
Yeah.
to do.
Yes. Sometimes you can force yourself to get out just by doing certain things. Just by
And
Yeah.
if you have a deadline, you're gonna have to
You have
sometimes
to.
power through and just
Mhm.
have your pity party after, but
Mhm.
during, you're just gonna have to. Um, so if you have no option and you have to go through, that's going back to the the critique group, find someone to help you.
Mhm.
Find someone to help you find a solution to the problem. Find someone to
Oh, that's
just
true. We don't have
say,
that here. Look
no,
for,
yeah, but
ask for feedback and guidance. Yeah.
just say, I cannot come up with a solution. Please
Mhm.
help me. And solutions come from like
That's so
weirdest
true though,
places.
because sometimes you feel like you're at a block and you can't get past it, but then if someone just literally just talks you through it, you're like, oh, I didn't even see it that way. It's like the solution was there the whole time and you just didn't realize it until they
You're
show
just
you.
too overwhelmed to even see it, that it's not a huge deal like you imagined it.
Sketch or draw or write for fun. So you can't, if you're at a creative block for writing or for illustrating, you can just, like, those repetitive actions, just try to be fun with it and loose rather than doing the projects you're working on.
Yeah. So if you write, for example, if you write picture books, start writing a middle grade book. You're never going to finish it. It's probably never going to see the sun, but you'll be able to just say more and more words and just kind of create this all over the world that actually might inspire you to go back to the picture book and might give you some ideas. But if anything, it just, I mean, it's still using some of your muscles, but it is going to, I know it sounds like, whoa, you're going to be draining even more creativity into the thing. Creativity fosters creativity. When you build something, something else comes out of it, because everything just sits on top of something else. Nothing is just coming out of, magic.
Yeah. And also just starting new picture book idea, like just writing new manuscript ideas down helps too. Because when you start a manuscript, you don't start from A and finish at B and don't stop till you're at, you know what I mean? Like, some of these are just ideas you're throwing out. They're not full. You never write a full story in the first sitting. Very rarely.
Rarely do you do that.
So just having,
I call them seeds. Like,
yeah,
it's just the beginning of something, and it's like there's a few seeds waiting until you're ready to tackle them.
We're here.
Yeah, participating on competitions or any.
I think that's a way to force it. Because if you are stuck and then you get there's a competition online or somewhere in person, then that gives you a deadline, it gives you a topic, and it gives you something to focus on rather than whatever you are having a creative block with.
My pencil just died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It charges really quick. I love that.
Cool.
I'll have tea. I'll drink my tea meanwhile.
Also, like, draw this in your style. I know I've said these before, and some people aren't comfortable doing them or don't like to do them, but for me, draw this in your style really helps me focus. It just gives me a quick thing that I can do, and it pulls me away from whatever project I was working on or whatever I had creative block with. And then once I do that, then I can go back to whatever. It helps me.
I have seen so many of them that I'm like, oh, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And I have never participated in one.
You had one, you did one.
I had one to give away a critique, but critique was it? Yeah, it was to give away a critique, but never have I actually done that. And I see so many of them. I'm like, oh, I would love to draw that in my style.
Fun. But I wish I had more time to do them.
It's just not time. It's funny because when we thought we were busy a few years ago, and I'm like, oh, I should have done that back then, because now I can't.
I'm afraid to see where I'll be in 2 years.
We will do better than we did this year. We took on too much. It was just excitement, and next year we'll grow. We're growing. We're making the mistake of we took on too many opportunities that came at once. We will be a little bit better with our schedule next time. Kids will keep growing.
Keep telling yourself that. Tell yourself that.
But the part of this podcast is to also learn from our mistakes and
keep ourselves accountable.
Yeah. So Listen to this.
So the last one was take on a new project or job that's out of your lane. So yeah, so sometimes when, okay, for you, Olga, doing the classes with, I'm gonna say it wrong, Nanjamoy.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's like out of your lane, but it is out of your picture book lane. It's a class with a community center, and it's a different, so that's a completely different thing that will flex your creative muscles, but in a different way, and hopefully inspire you and keep things fresh.
Yes. And for you, you mentioned you like doing painting on the walls and doing a
oh
craft
yeah,
project.
yeah. So I know one thing when I have something that takes me completely away from illustrating is I like to paint my house. So if I pick a room, I'm still being creative and I'm choosing colors, and and then you're physically active and I'm painting that room, and then when it's done, it makes me happy. It makes me happy to see the colors and see the change, and yeah, and it usually inspires me.
If you're inspired, can you come over here and
paint your
we still haven't painted
oh, I still have so many rooms to do. I have to do all our bedrooms, so I'm really, this last year I've been behind. We moved in a long time ago, and I gave myself like the goal of like, okay, this many rooms every like year, and this last year I've done nothing. So
yeah, we made the mistake. We were going to paint the house before we moved in. That was the plan. That was the idea. And then we're like, oh, we'll do the upstairs later. Once you move the furniture, it's a different story.
Oh,
you're
and
like,
bedrooms
I
are
gotta move all this.
Yeah, bedrooms have like big beds that you gotta move around, and
yeah, and the more you move them, the
dressers. Yeah.
Okay, back.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness. So
well, for me also, take on new projects. I work, like I said, I've been doing more book formatting, and I like that. I like working with other illustrators, like seeing other art, and match and trying to create a nice book with it. It's fun. So that has helped me a little bit.
Yeah, and you're really good at that. You're like,
rather
in these books
and cover, and it's also helping me like with cover design, like yeah.
You can cut this if you don't think it's okay to say, but you have taken some books that could really use help, and you've made them much better than they would have been. So I think that's a really good thing.
I hope I'm making the place, yeah, bringing new life to some, I don't know. Well, and I think especially in self-publishing, authors are not art directors. I don't expect them to be, and they approach it with thinking that they can plan the entire book with, when they have no experience in that area, and that is a lofty goal. For someone who has more experience in writing than art direction. So I think it's really good to hire somebody that can help you plan the book, figure out where the art goes and the text goes, and create a good cover.
Right. A graphic designer, and if it happens to be the illustrator too, that's great. But you haven't been the illustrator for those. You have been the graphic designer, and you're doing amazing in that.
Thanks. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. Yeah. And I'm exposed to some illustrators that I never would have known or looked up, and their work is incredible. And it's been a really, really fun experience.
It has brought you to new illustrators that we didn't know about. It was very nice. You did a book. Well, we're not gonna, I don't know.
We don't, it's fine.
Yeah.
We're talking about art block.
Okay, art block. Oh my gosh, what is up with this? All right, I'll tell you what I do. This list is mine. This thing is what I do.
Oh, yeah.
And gets me out of it, and it just works.
Yeah.
I go take a shower. If usually everybody has like a schedule, and some people shower in the mornings. I do not like to shower in the morning, and this is personal stuff. To me, it's like someone slapping in the face and going like, wake up. I can't. I'm like, give me my coffee first. Let me have a moment. Let me drive my kids to school. Let me go back. I cannot take a shower first thing in the morning. My husband always takes a shower first thing in the morning. I am a take a shower at the end of the day kind of person. And then if I need one, I take one in the middle of the day, whenever. So if I'm blocked or if I'm tired or something, I go take a shower. If I cannot think of the edits on a book or something, I just go take a shower. And I do several showers in a day because sometimes it's just, I just need like a cleansing of the brain.
Oh,
And I'm not talking like super long spa showers. No, it's just shower. For a second there, my brain is only
I think
blank.
it's a combination of the water and the soothing,
And the
the
repetitive-
warmth, and it's quiet. It's I mean, not quiet. It's quiet in there. No one is bothering you.
And
But
it's the repetitive of
Yes,
of
you should
shampoo.
mention what you have in the shower.
Yeah, I will.
To help you with notes.
I will. It's amazing how many problems I have solved in the shower and how many book ideas I've come up with or an illustration, because as I'm doing the soap and the shampoo and all of that, my mind is not thinking about that stuff. I am drawing in my head the scene and then moving the camera to see it from a different angle. And from a different angle, and there's, oh, there it is. And when I get it, or when I get an idea, I used to be like, don't forget that, don't forget that, don't forget that, until I get out and quickly go to my phone. Well, when we did a gift exchange for Christmas, Elizabeth Castor, she gave me the mug. She also gave me this notepad that goes in the shower.
Yeah,
and you just hook it, and it's paper, and what a fantastic.
It's paper.
It's paper, but it's like a bit of waxy paper.
Oh.
It doesn't fall apart in the shower. It's made for taking a notepad. Notes in the shower.
Yeah.
Amazing. It already has my chicken scratches there going like, don't forget this. And it's just notes. I'm sure my husband goes in there and goes, what in the world is that saying? He probably has no idea, but I'm like, the Crow and Penny. Like, I know what it means. It might be something just very random. Or 3/4 view from the bottom up. Like, it is all I need to remember what it is, because as soon as I get out of there, I will be going to something else in my head and forget. So, and what an amazing, showers for me are a super good, quick solution for, get out of the rut and start again. I don't read books. I wish I could tell you that I read books. I used to be a reader. I can't anymore.
You do. You read picture books.
I read picture books, but like
I
wish I could write. I wish I could have. I don't know. It's like right now, every moment that I have available, I'm drawing. But I used to read novels and all that. So I listen to books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that I do. I put them in those. I forget what it's called.
Audio. No.
Yeah, that one was too expensive a membership, so I did another one that's called Chirp, I think, and you just pay for the book.
Oh, that's cool.
And
you can. There's you can get them through the library, and I forgot the app.
You can. I have it. I actually downloaded, and then you can borrow the book for some time. And I started with that one, but so I'm listening as I'm driving. I'm listening as I am washing dishes, or if I'm walking or something, listen to books. An instant way of getting recharged.
But I read picture books and graphic novels, but I wish that I was reading more substantial things.
That's something I've never, like, I never read graphic novels. I don't know why.
I don't know. Did you? But I think it's because you didn't read comics as a kid, did you?
No, I didn't grow up with comics.
That's probably why.
My brother, that was like a guy thing back then, and my older brother did, and then coming here, I didn't. I was already past that age, I guess. So when you guys in the group, you talk about graphic novels, I check out mentally, and I'm like, okay, I'm drawing. I have zero interest on them. I don't think I'll ever do one. And
have you not familiar with the story. One?
Yes.
Opened them and looked at them.
I have one actually that I bought because I was really excited about the illustrations in it. I haven't read it, but I looked at the pictures.
Well, honestly, that's probably all you need to do.
That's probably, yeah.
Because I mean, no, some graphic novels have wonderful stories, but a lot of them are just eye candy for me. I just prefer to
Eye
just look at
candy.
the
That's a great way
illustrations.
of putting it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what inspires me. I'm not reading them to write a graphic novel. I'm reading them to see how the artist approached, all the panels and did different positions and things like that. So
Yeah, I have
that's
not
why I
made
look at
it
them.
my
Yeah.
thing. I'm gonna try to
I
incorporate. I
think
say that, but I probably won't.
because my girls were really into it when they were younger. And I mean, they still do like them, but they went through a really strong graphic novel phase in like fifth grade to like fifth,
See,
sixth.
and my kids
Maybe it was
didn't.
fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. They did. So
My kid was reading books. They were the one that likes to read.
mhm.
It was reading books. So I didn't do the graphic novel section.
Yeah.
And I guess I skipped it. I missed it, but I
Well, and for
should
a
put the time
boy,
and look at it.
there aren't as many graphic novels for boys, I think, as there are for girls. There are usually
Oh,
more
really?
for girls.
Okay. Then
There
I'm
are
confusing them with comic books, maybe.
some for boys. But I just feel like there's a lot more. I think girls read them more than boys. Um,
I guess I have stuck to my genre and just kind of stayed there, and I haven't expanded.
so other
So,
things
things that you do.
I do watch movies to help or shows like TV shows on Netflix help inspire me and get me out of help
Get you out of the creative block. We forgot what we were talking
can't
about. Oh
remember.
my gosh. Well, we took a break in between and then we came back. We're like, where were we?
We're out
What
of
are
the
we
zone.
doing? We're out of the
We're
zone.
in creative block.
All right. The next one. Oh my goodness. Gets me inspired, gets me hyped up. I don't know what it is about the speech Make Good Art by Neil Gaiman. I'll repeat that. Neil Gaiman, Make Good Art. It's a speech he gave at some sort of university of, I don't know what it is. I cry in it. I listen to it sometimes in repeat. It just gets me. I don't know what it is about it. It just says the right things I need to hear at different times in my life. And I listen to it when I'm walking. It make it sound like I'm a walker and I walk all the time. I almost never walk. And I do not exercise. And yes, I try every single time.
It's just when you do,
it's just when I do.
To Neil Gaiman.
Exactly. It's just when I do. When I do things, I do them obsessively. When I do walk, and then I don't do it again for many, many months. And then I'm like, oh, I'm back at it. Amazing speech. Make Good Art. Really listen to it. It helps a ton. I don't know why. Just inspiring.
Yeah, it's a really good speech.
Yes. And
anything by him is really good.
Yes.
Also listen to music or podcasts. For me, I went through this period. I go through weird music periods. Of course, I had a time where I was just listening to Hamilton. One book I did, I listened to Hamilton the whole time. I don't know why. And whenever I listen to him,
That's awesome.
I can't help but sing. So I'm over here with my headphones on singing Hamilton when my kids are like, oh, not again, Mom.
She's listening to repeat.
Yeah.
You know what song gets me in the mornings and I listen to it and repeat? It's not a new song either. I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but I'll try. It's the End of the Line by the Traveling Wilburys. It's the group with it's an old, it's like from the 60s, I believe.
Oh, I think I had to listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, every artist there was a group of like all established artists that just got together and they made this other group. One of my favorite musicians is in it is the heck.
We're not in the zone. I told you we're having creative block right now.
Wait, I listen to it all the time. I don't know why I have somebody else's name in my head. Bob Dylan. Oh, Bob Dylan is one of my favorite musicians. He's one of them, but oh my god, End of the Line just gets me excited. I love what it says. I love the beat. I love everything about it, and I listen to it and repeat sometimes. And my kids are like you say, like, oh gosh, not again.
There we go.
It makes my morning good. All right. So that was our list of things.
Oh, and
that you can do.
podcasts. We didn't say podcasts.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not quite done though.
Oh, okay.
Look at art and illustrations without comparing yourself. Just admire.
So those are ways to get creative back and look at it and get inspired. But sometimes you are blocked because something else is going on. Maybe stop what you're doing and go tackle that thing that's bugging you. The pile of mail that's on the table, the laundry that is not done, the groceries that you're supposed to go get, and make your bed. It's insane. Like those little things just puts you in a better place mentally, so that you can be receptive.
Oh wait, sorry.
Creative again.
Oh, keep it in the podcast.
Yeah, well, don't you cannot have him, but I'm definitely
in the video.
In the video. Okay, so again, in the middle talking, we had to take a pause because we are recording this. No, this is live.
You're right. And there was a 2-hour early dismissal at school. And so my kids were coming home and we had to pause it when they came home and then pause it. And then you probably heard Miles making his lunch in there with the microwave and eating and
because closing. In the video, we cannot have minors in the video in the back passing by. So we just, like there can be no minors in the video so that we can air the videos and all of these rules that we were not aware of at the beginning. And
which makes it hard when you have kids.
It's kind of like, get your lunch, get out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So it is all part of life. It's perfectly fine. That's how we have done everything so far. We've done it just like this. So it is reality, real life.
Make your bed. That's the
make your bed. That's where we were at. And then I put here, take a walk. And like I mentioned before, when I say take a walk, I don't mean, go do a mile and come back sweating and then put your exercise clothes. And this might sound a little, I don't know if this is correct to say, but like a bit hippish to say like go hug a tree or something. Seriously, going out in nature, just seriously walking.
Just fresh air. Yeah.
Walk to the backyard, sit down, look at a flower, enjoy nature, get fresh air, go touch the bark of a tree. These things might sound super silly, but it actually gives you a break from the fluorescent lights or whatever lights you have in your studio and the constant back and forth of the pencil and the constant having to solve a problem. Just go out there and it will refresh you. It will. All of these things combined are going to get you past the art block. You will be able to get
it's a known stress reducer just to be exposed to nature or be outside. Yeah, definitely. Give yourself a pep talk.
Yeah. Okay. Back to crazy stuff.
Do you do this?
I do. I actually call myself like there's that my kids really? They go like they think it's very funny that I actually my full name is Olga Maria. And my family calls me that name. Everybody else in the world calls me Olga because they don't know my full name. But I'm like, Olga Maria, you got this. It's just like literally, it's just you got I this is something I'm like, everybody that's on the road right now driving had to learn to drive. Nobody was born driving. Nobody knows how to do this.
Yeah.
So it's okay if you cannot figure something out, if something's not coming out. It's just you'll give yourself a little pep talk and you'll get through it. Mental blocks. Erase that mental. Art
creative blocks.
Creative blocks.
Art block. Yeah.
Are temporary. They are temporary.
Yeah.
And you will be out on the other side, refreshed, creative, and ready to do it again.
And every artist has had to deal with that. And if they say they haven't, I don't think they're being honest with themselves.
Or just incredibly lucky. I cannot imagine. I don't know.
It's just something you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Work through.
I think we got to the end of this one.
Yeah, I think we're good.
That wasn't too
I'll-
bad. We only segued like 17,000 times in the episode. And
Well, then maybe that means we didn't have our creative block because we're all over the place. I don't know.
yeah, I think that's a different thing. We are
We're everywhere.
too many things.
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess we can say goodbye.
Yeah, this one takes us into summer, so we'll see what's up next.
Oh yeah. Well, May.
I am assuming, I
In
don't want to
April.
jinx myself, but I'm assuming that I will be done with the book then.
Oh, don't. Just-
And I hope that I am starting marketing or something going on. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping that by then we are in submission or already doing the next dummy, something
Mhm.
creative, something to keep going.
Well,
because
you're teaching art classes.
I
You're
love
gonna be
this.
teaching art classes, so that's something.
Yeah,
creative.
I'll be doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. See you
Great.
next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you. Bye.